Welcome to the Doc G Show, a radio show cluster. Without further ado, critics have said he has the face for radio and a voice for silent films. Your host, Ben Doc G Gordon.
And we are on the air. Welcome to the Doc G Show. I'm your host, Doc G. With me, as always, the one, the only, Mikey Maximus, the patriarch of the Charette family, Charette.
Say what?
Dr. Gordon, what's up, sir?
Woo! My goodness, Mike. My goodness. Spring in full bloom.
Yes,
So we're doing.
indeed.
I'm guessing you don't get a lot of that in Las Vegas. Do you get a lot of spring? Can you really notice it there?
Nah, I don't know, man. It always just feels like perfect or really cold or really hot.
Well, you described
Right now
almost
we're in the
everything
perfect.
right there.
So true.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. I guess, but it's like, yeah, it's like a couple days of really nice, and then we get the extremes.
Yeah.
But right now, I can feel a little bit of spring, but I don't see a lot of plants or anything. That's a major part of spring.
That was one of the things I was thinking is like, things blooming.
Not a lot going on.
You don't get a lot of
in
blooms.
terms of that stuff. Not a lot of bloomies.
I mean, cacti can bloom, right? I'm pretty sure they can bloom. They
guess they can bloom.
Yeah, they have flowers.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
If you look for it, but for the most part, it's dirt and rocks, and they don't grow a lot.
Dirt does
flowers.
not bloom a lot. That is, you don't
No.
see a lot of that. But
No.
Mike, I was thinking about you this weekend. Something.
I was thinking about you too, Doc G.
Oh, look at us! Look at us being on
Yeah.
the same wavelength.
Mhm.
I was thinking of you for. I was a little scared for you, a little worried.
What?
Because this relates to you, but it's indirect. It's from somebody I know, but then I started thinking about you. So I have a friend, Mike, that I used to work with about a decade ago. I worked with her at a gym, and let's just throw it out there, Mike. She's a real attractive lady,
Okay.
real looker, And but fellas, ease up. She's off the market. Okay, so don't even think about it.
Nope.
But she had a kid about a year ago, Mike. And she seems real happy about the kid. Doing all the kid stuff. She's posted pretty much everything. She's done the kid's first Christmas. She's done the kid's first Halloween. She did the kid's first 4th of July when the kid, I think, was like a month. Couldn't even hold the head up, but she's got it in like an Uncle Sam's costume. Like, look out,
Aw.
oh my gosh.
That's nice.
Yeah, she's having all the parent fun stuff that I guess she got in the biz for.
Right.
And so, like, I get it. I see all the upside, Mike. But I noticed the downside this past weekend,
Yeah.
Mike. Now, what I'm getting ready to say, I obviously would not tell her.
Nope.
And I wouldn't want her to hear it. That's why I'm saying it on the show.
That's right.
I got you.
Because I know she'll never listen to the show, nor
Right.
will anyone she knows. So we're good. But,
Okay.
Mike, you know how sometimes folks reference how fast a president's age in office?
Oh gosh, Doc G. Yes, I do.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh my God," and they'll show a picture from the when they went into office and then when they left office, and it's only been 4 years, but it looks like 37.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
They've got wrinkles and they're all frowny when they were all thumbs up going in. And Mike, this coworker of mine posted a selfie of herself, of course, with her
Yeah.
baby sort of in the background. She had it like, he was like crawling or something. And I swear that baby, since that baby has been alive, which has been roughly a year, it has aged her like 25 years, Mike.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I can see that.
I mean,
Yeah, man.
It looks like she went through 2 Great Depressions and a World War in that time frame that's only been a year. Like, I was like,
Wow.
oh my God. Like, the wrinkles and the age lines and the weathered. It looks. We were just talking about the desert, Mike. It looks like that desert sand that cracks. It's just all. Oh.
Any dried tear trails coming from her eyes?
Yeah, some of the white buildup on the sides. Just. I mean, Mike. I'm not obviously. She seems to be very happy. So I'm not saying it's bad. She seems jazzed. I just gotta say, it seems like taking care of the kid. It's a lot of work, Mike.
Oh, it is, man. It definitely. I could see how I think it's gonna age me for sure. I already feel age. I don't know if I'm losing years, but I'm definitely losing the facial.
Well, I'm worried, Mike.
things.
I'm worried that it's stressing you too hard.
Yeah.
I don't want you to lose your sexy, youthful looks.
That's right.
I was thinking of things like maybe a moisturizer, Mike.
I've been trying to moisturize. I've been
Nice.
trying to do some like a nightly routine, which I've never had.
There you go.
I'm trying to do some stuff, but
You got do you have the little things, the little tape things that go underneath your eyes yet?
You think those work?
I
I always
don't
think
know.
that looks like crap. I'm willing to try.
There's also
anything
they
at this
have
point.
like the little cold roller things that they do in the morning.
Some cold rollers.
Yeah, I don't know.
That
Or
sounds nice. I've been doing the cold showers, man. I don't know if that's helping me. I feel like I've been doing the cold showers and then meditating every day for the last couple weeks, and I'm trying to. Hopefully that helps. I don't know what I'm trying to do, but I hope that.
well, I tell you what you
tricking
need to do,
myself.
Mike. Bring something from way back that we were talking about before. Lip balm.
Lip balm.
Get that lip balm. We know it's the secret.
Yeah,
Remember,
the secret.
Brad Pitt uses it on set.
Brad Pitt used a lot of lip balm.
He got in
and that guy
there.
looks
He
great.
got juicy lips.
And he's got like 6 kids.
He's got like 6 kids. Now,
He's got a
granted,
lot.
he doesn't take care of them, but
No.
he has 6 kids.
That's the trick.
That's the trick. You just got to
I need to
leave your
abandon my
kids.
family.
Either, regardless of that, he has like 6 kids. He also is like, what, 60? He's up there, man, but he does not look 60.
This is my thought.
Okay.
Maybe kids age you, but everybody ages, right? I think the kids speed age you.
Yes.
For that time. Whereas
Okay.
like for other people,
It's a
they
gradual
speed
age.
You speed age, but then you just stay that sped up age for the rest,
With a kid or without a kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then for other people, they speed age too, but it's like, I don't know, maybe they speed age when they lose a job. There's something that will speed age you, but then you just stay that look for the rest of your life. What do you think?
I could see
Just a
that there
hypothesis.
are stimulators. There are stimulators. Like I mean, we all have those friends that just go bananas in their nightly activities, shenanigans.
Yeah.
And those shenanigans can age you. They go
The shenanigans,
they-
but then also the crisis people have, at the middle of their life.
Yeah.
They feel like they haven't done enough.
Yeah. Well, I've also
That's me, so I'm double down.
I've got one thing, Mike, that I was thinking you can do too. Now, this isn't going to combat the aging, but I think it can just make you feel better. Gather some pictures of right before your daughter was born. Find some October, November pictures of last year.
And
Then whenever your daughter is 7 or 8, when she's old enough to really sort of take in information, just hold up a picture of you from that time beside your face and be like, you did this to me. This is all your fault. You suck the youth out of me, Just, I mean, that'll at least give you a place to blame it.
Yeah.
And just give her a complete syndrome she didn't even know she was going to have. I think that'd be great. It'd be great.
Oh, gosh, Doc G.
Mike.
What are we doing?
I want to tell our listeners, if they're concerned with their youthfulness, just listen to the Doc G Show.
Exactly.
It will keep you young.
Yeah, smoke cigarettes, drink beers, listen to the show, and you'll be good.
Disregard my gray hair, my wrinkles, my worn-out eyes. This show is going to keep you young. Also, all the health advocates about the booze and the cigarettes, same thing there. But, Mike, are you ready to fire up this youthful show?
Let's fire up this youthful show, Doc G.
All 3 engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and lift off.
Oh, my gosh, Mike, I'm excited. And I'm excited. I'll tell you why I'm excited. We have a return guest, Mike. I like when we have return guests. We have Doug Aldrich coming back on the
Aldrich.
show, who's playing currently with the Dead Daisies. He's played with legends. He's been out on the stage with the only Whitesnake back in the day.
Say what?
We talked about a whole bunch of stuff in this interview. We talked about he recently beat cancer, Mike.
Really?
Yeah,
Good
he had
That's amazing.
HPV-related throat cancer.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And as a hypochondriac, all of a sudden I was just like, oh, God, I've got it. It was in my head. I just started immediately sweating during the interview. Just it was bad. But we talked about that. We talked about his daughter. His daughter's a monster athlete. She's I think she's 9. She's already on this world-class track team and world-class soccer team. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And we talk about, of course, the Dead Daisies album. They recorded in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Very cool place, super historic. It's an amazing time, Mike. But first, we need to start where we start.
Birthday suit.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Yes. Now, Mike, I'm pretty confident on this first one. I'm giving it a 95er today.
95, I'll take it.
You know what? 96%, Mike.
96, I'll take that.
Born on
Let's go.
April 23rd, 1564. That's right, I said 1564.
You know, Doc G, it just went down to 80%
No!
when you said the 15.
I'm still confident, Mike. In Stratford, England, perhaps one of the most famous writers of all time and one of the greatest writers in the English language, primarily writing plays and sonnets with quotes like, "To be or not to be, that is the question." Name that birthday suit wearer.
Oh, come on, man. Why you got to do this to me?
You know it, Mike.
I know
be
it, but it's
or
now
not to
I'm.
be. That is the question. How
I
about
did this to myself.
How about all that glitters is not gold? How about he wrote Hamlet? How about he wrote, let's see.
I mean, this is embarrassing. I'm gonna need some initials because I've already tripped myself out over the 15 saying all that. I
A
think I tripped myself
Midsummer
out.
Night's Dream, Romeo and Juliet, Othello, Julius
Yeah, why am I
Caesar,
not-
All's Well That Ends Well. No?
You know what's annoying is I know it's not Mozart, but I can't get Mozart out of my head to think of other names. I know that's a composer.
Think about
I know.
plays.
I know, it's I can't. Doc J, just what are the initials?
W.S.
Hamlet.
W.
Shakespeare.
There
Ow.
you go.
God, Hamlet, not Hamlet. Why am I saying Hamlet? Is he an author?
You already said you said it. Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare, Mike. I'm still giving you half credit because you said Shakespeare.
Thank you, Doc G.
I'm giving you half credit. You said Shakespeare.
You know, it's all the sleep deprivation and aging and all these things really getting in my head.
My daughter has given me dementia. I don't know this anymore. I used to. Yeah, Mike. Shakespeare, man. I'll tell you. So, not a lot known about Shakespeare. Outside, outside of, obviously, his work, everybody knows. But, so they don't really know anything about
Not everybody.
They don't really know anything about his childhood. Most scholars agree he was educated at King's New School in Stratford. And then basically they just know when his plays started showing up on the scene. That's pretty much it. They know he started showing up on the scene around 1592, and then they have like when he bought his houses. That's about it. And then they have all of the actual works. And like I said, I mean, some of the huge, like Midsummer Night's Dream, Romeo and Juliet, All Well That Ends Well, Hamlet, Othello, Julius Caesar. He wrote 38 plays and 158 sonnets. And his plays have been performed more than any other playwright in history. And pretty wild, Mike, he died, sadly, on his birthday. At the age of 52, pretty young too. And that's again another thing that's not really known, how he died. Like some point to that he was like an alcoholic and he it literally was too much drinking, but there's no concrete evidence of that. And so
yeah, wow.
Very crazy, Mike. But he is it's one of those things. He truly is one of those people that his work is so much bigger than him. So many people know those sonnets, know those plays, have heard
a lot of people.
Well, people have heard. I mean, even though you didn't directly connect it at first, Mike, to be or not to be. Everybody has heard that, and that's in so many other things. It's wild, But nobody knows. Nobody knows anything about him. Nobody knows how he was educated. Nobody knows outside hobbies. Nobody knows how he died or why he died. It's wild. It's wild, Also, I went down a little rabbit hole when I was going over this, Mike. He has an earring in his most famous portrait. And then they're not even really sure if he actually regularly wore an earring or if that was sort of a daring thing they just put in the painting to make him look a little bit more of a guy with bravado at the time.
Oh, was that a thing back then? Having an earring?
It just became a thing, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so your sort of artist and your people that were on the cusp of society, they had some earrings.
Oh, okay.
They wore an earring or two. And so, yeah. And I was like, did he actually have an earring? And then, nobody actually has, concrete evidence. Yes, he had an earring, Because that's the other thing, is there's only, literally, 3 confirmed paintings of the dude. So, which, pretty wild. But anyways, happy birthday to William Shakespeare. The Bart. The Bart.
Yeah.
Mike, are you ready to rip some headlines?
Let's rip some headlines, Doc G.
It's now time for Rip from the Headlines.
Mike, I've got a humdinger to start us off here from Us Weekly. You might have seen this, Mike. This was a headline out there over Easter weekend.
Oh,
here's
I know.
Here's the headline. Elizabeth Hurley debuts new relationship with Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh, didn't know that actually.
Right? Mike, I think I speak for all of us when I say, way to go, Billy.
Yeah.
Way to go. What? I think we can put up those 2 pictures and say, you won that deal, Billy. You definitely. This story, Mike, I automatically thought of an analogy. This story is like when you see a neighbor who works at 7-Eleven cruise up in a Porsche to your house. You don't know how he got that Porsche. You're pretty sure he did something illegal to get that Porsche. But when it comes down to it, you don't ask questions.
No.
You just say, enjoy the ride, muchacho.
Yeah.
And that's good for you. Good for you, Billy.
Well, Elizabeth Hurley, man.
Yeah. So
she's easy on the eyes. That's for sure.
56, too. And easy on the eyes, Mike.
I haven't seen her in a minute.
Oh, she looks pretty much the exact same, Mike.
Google.
Still posting bikini pics all over the place.
Oh yeah, she looks great.
And she
killing it.
She posted they as they say in the biz now, Mike. They hard launched their relationship. They posted a picture together on Instagram with Billy Ray kissing her on the cheek, and he was wearing some Easter rabbit ears, and the caption was "Happy Easter,"
Word.
And I had no clue of this, Mike, but they were in a movie together 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, Christmas in Paradise.
Billy Ray Cyrus is in movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas in Paradise with Kelsey Grammer.
All right.
Yeah. Old Frasier was in it too. Yeah.
Frasier.
Mike, this doesn't have enough. The movie Christmas in Paradise doesn't have enough reviews on Rotten Tomatoes to even have a score.
Let's watch it, Doc G.
But I do have an audience review of the movie, Mike.
Okay.
Danny P. Danny P. gave it 1.5 out of 5 stars and says, quote, terrible movie. The only reason I rated it as high as I did was the beautiful scenery and Hurley's boobs.
Wait, what?
Okay. That'll do it.
Oh, Danny P, thanks for the detailed analysis.
So true.
Really appreciate it. But, yeah. So anyways, they seem like they're happy, Mike, and good for them, you know?
Yeah.
Good for them. Onwards, Mike, to another Us Weekly story here. Do you know Sammy Sheen?
Sammy Sheen.
Yeah,
I'm guessing Charlie Sheen's daughter.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. If only she was the birthday suit, you would have nailed it.
Yeah.
You would have nailed it.
Probably not. What does she do?
The struggle would have came. Oh, that is too much pressure.
It's Beethoven.
Yeah. Charlie Sheen, Denise Richards' daughter, Sammy Sheen. As Wikipedia puts it, Mike, she's an American media personality. That's their description of it. Basically, she's been on reality shows with her parents. That's
Gotcha.
pretty much what she does. She also now has a OnlyFans account. So there's that. Yeah. That was a story for like a year because Charlie Sheen was talking all kinds of crap about it, and then he found out that how much money she made, and he was like, "All right, that sounds cool." Gave it up. But anywho, Mike, here's the headline from Us Weekly. Sammy Sheen leaves little to the imagination with pasties at Coachella.
Wait, what?
So nipples. She
Right.
left nipples to the imagination.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that headline is referring to, Mike.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you see it, that's it. That's what she left. Now, Mike, if you were going to Coachella, would you leave little to the imagination with your outfit?
Yeah, probably not. I'd probably wear some t-shirt, shorts.
I've never seen a dude. I don't get me wrong. I know there are dudes that definitely have left little to the imagination at Coachella, but they haven't made headlines, Mike. I have not seen it. You know, there's not like a dude that shows a little bottom ball as they're at, you know, like a little
ball cleave,
a little neck. You know, there's none of that going on. At least what I see. Maybe
so
it's,
yeah, I guess I leave a lot to the imagination.
maybe it's the biased media just going with all ladies, leaving little to the imagination, you know? I don't know. But again, probably another reason, Mike, I did not go to Coachella. I didn't have any pasties for my nipples. So
No pasties.
Yeah.
No cello.
there you go. There you go. That's a bumper sticker.
There you go.
Mike, we're moving on to the topic near and dear to our hearts. Food.
What do we got, Doc G?
This is from Delish.
Okay.
Costco is selling beef for $400, and fans are shocked. In this economy?
Okay.
Mike, I'm not saying the economy is good now because it's definitely not.
No.
But what economy are people going to Costco and saying, $400 on beef? Let's do it. Like,
Good point.
it doesn't, you know. Now, the whole article, Mike, it came from the fact that someone on Reddit, because that is a news source now.
Of course.
Someone on Reddit posted a picture of a slab of almost 7 pounds of beef loin Wagyu that was selling
Wagyu.
for $399.53. And I gotta say, Mike, the price tag isn't my concern. My bigger question is, why is it being sold at Costco?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's a fact.
Like, if I'm going to 7-Eleven and they're selling caviar for $50 an ounce, my question isn't going to be about the price. My question is, why the is caviar between taquitos and Slurpees? That doesn't make much sense. You know? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make... That's
kind of a random place, but I don't know, restaurant shop.
Well,
there, right?
Costco has everything. They got everything, I guess.
I've never seen the Wagyu. Now I'm going to look for it.
Have you got down on Wagyu, Mike?
No, I've never had it. I've watched some videos of people making it.
I mean, it looks like, don't get me wrong, I love fat. I am a huge fat fan, but that is a lot of fat. I mean, it is so marbled, man. It's got to be like 65% fat. It's crazy. It just seems a little bit too much for me, almost.
Does sound good though.
Oh, I don't doubt
Wagyu.
it. I bet you it's delicious.
Yeah.
You cook that thing down, and it goes from like 16 ounces of Wagyu to like an ounce. Like, it's just so much fat, man.
So it's more than ribeyes, huh?
Oh, good God, Mike. Take a gander when you get a picture. Look at that. I mean, all the white on that Wagyu is fat. That's all it is. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyways, Mike, moving on to another food headline. This is from All Recipes. Quote, Abraham Lincoln grew up on this vintage 3-ingredient recipe. Mike, this could just be me. But Abraham Lincoln was born in 1809 in the backwoods of Kentucky. I'm pretty sure all they had then was 3 ingredients.
That's true.
So it's not really like this was anything special. Second, to be honest, that's not really great advertising, you know? Hey, you want to eat like some starving people in the woods 200 years ago? We got something for you. Yeah, I'm really interested, you know?
Yeah.
Now that I've completely crapped on their recipe, Mike, I will say I would like to eat what they offered. Yes.
Yeah,
it is corn dodgers.
Wagyu.
Corn dodge. Wagyu, I don't think it was invented by then, Mike. I don't think.
Well,
it's a Japanese product. Maybe it was. I don't know. Maybe they got fancy by then.
Oh, what do they do? How do they invent it?
You know what, Mike? I'm writing it down. We're going to look up the history of Wagyu. That's right, listeners. We've just stumbled on a very important topic. There we go. I've got it.
Where does Wagyu come from other than cows?
Oh, it doesn't come from anywhere other than cows. But they have to, you know, it's a particular process that the cows have to go through, Mike.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I got you. Okay. So it couldn't have just come, from any cow.
No.
Yeah, it's a specialty.
Japanese cow.
A Japanese cow.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and then it's raised in a particular way.
It's raised in a particular way.
But I just want to say, listeners, I'm very uneducated on this topic. But don't worry, I will be soon. Next week.
Right. Let's go.
I'll have it. Mike, corn dodgers.
Corn dodgers.
Corn dodgers was what Abraham Lincoln apparently was eating. And I will say they have more than 3 ingredients. In the article, they switch it from the title of saying 3 ingredients to, in the article, it just says 3 main ingredients. And I was like, what's a main ingredient? I was like, what do they call fried chicken? A 1-ingredient entree? Yeah, you got chicken, and then there are a couple other things, and boom. There it is, 1 ingredient. Like, get out of here. But corn dodgers basically like a pan-fried hush puppy. So, yeah, you've had hush puppies, right, Mike?
Oh, yeah. Love hush puppies.
Yeah, they're good. Cornmeal, flour, baking soda, baking powder, that's all in a hush puppy, you know? In a corn dodger, you basically just got like cornmeal. That's like the main, the actual flour sort of substitute. And then really all you've got is sugar, salt, and bacon grease. Those are the other things there. And you fry them in bacon grease, Mike. And let me tell you, bacon makes everything better.
Yeah, it does.
Some good stuff. I might test it out. Throw a couple corn dodgers in my iron skillet, Mike. Might do it.
Yeah, sounds great.
Might give it a shot.
Send me a pic.
I'll do it.
Please.
So true.
Mike, we need to take a break. We will be right back here on the Doc G Show. We are back here on the Doc G Show. Spinnaker Radio, WSKRLP 95.5 FM in Jacksonville, Florida. Mike, what do the listeners need to do?
Well, Doc G, if the listeners find pleasure in listening to me miss guys like Shakespeare for a birthday suit, they should please subscribe to the show. It's a positive way to support the show and waste their time. And they can subscribe wherever they consume their podcasts.
Amen.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, Sirius, Pandora Plus.
Amen. Amen. Mike,
please support.
In your opinion, what do you think is worse? Martin Luther King or Shakespeare?
I think it was Martin Luther King at the time.
I think for societal purposes, Martin Luther King is worse.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
But Shakespeare's pretty big, you know?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It's
pretty big. But for listeners, Mike was having family troubles, okay? He was working with his daughter, becoming...
I gotta blame somebody, so I'm gonna go ahead and
Exactly.
blame my daughter.
She's not here to defend herself, so it's all Mike's daughter's fault.
That's right.
That terror of a kid. She's running
Hilarious.
rampant, listeners. Anywho. Listeners, again, Mike, I was talking with a friend who I brought up the show, and they were like, "Oh, you on Spotify?" And I was like, "Yes." And they were like, "Oh, I'll listen." And I was like, "Real quick, can I see you bring it up on the phone?" And they're like, "What, do you not believe me?" I was like, "No. I want to see what happens when you search it."
Are you insecure?
Exactly. I was.
Yes, but still.
Exactly.
Pull out your phone, please.
Yes, I am, but this is a double dip, okay? And so they brought out their phone, they looked it up, and sure enough, Mike, we're still down there, like 35, 35, and I was like, come on. But good news, Mike, they did 5-star us, and they followed, so.
That's good. Listeners, please grab your friends' phones, and search for us on Spotify.
Amen.
Click the show and like and subscribe to the show on their
Gotta
phones.
do it.
Against their will.
Gotta do it. It's like a virus. It's like a phone virus. They don't know.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they're going to get a banner that says "New Doc G Show," and they're going to be like, "What the f*** this?" But then they'll listen to it, and they'll be like, "Whoever did this to my phone, they are amazing."
It'll be too late, though, because even if they unfollow us, the algorithm hasn't caught up, and we'll still be...
Exactly. The damage is done.
Exactly.
Now, Mike, we need to thank the regular listeners, the folks that put in the hard work. They put in the hard work of listening. Here we go. I'm going to go slow again, so I'll try not to screw this up. Shout out to Dublin, Ireland, Boardman, Oregon. Nope. Right from the beginning. Okay, here we go. This time I'm going to real slow, Mike, and then I'm going to ramp it up. Shout out to Dublin, Ireland, Boardman, Oregon, Genoa, Italy, Richardson, Texas, Barcelona, Spain, Winfield, West Virginia, Biloxi, Mississippi, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Peoria, Illinois, Katy, Texas, Toms River, New Jersey, Olive Branch, Mississippi, Nashville, North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina, Los Angeles, California, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Chicago, Illinois, Boynton, Virginia, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Columbus, Ohio, Falkenstein, Germany, Jacksonville, Florida, Columbia, South Carolina, Radford, Virginia, Gainesville, Florida, Frankfurt, Germany, Fort Worth, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona, Anoka, Minnesota, Ashburn, Virginia, Piracai, Brazil, and San Diego, California.
Nice.
Whew, Mike, even going at a snail's pace, I screwed things up. Boardman,
it's okay.
Boardman, Oregon. I don't know why Boardman, Oregon, after Dublin, Ireland, is just so hard for me. I don't. Maybe it's something with the Dublin, Ireland, Boardman. Maybe they land and man right afterwards. I don't know.
Boardman, Oregon.
Yep.
I think that's a lot of mouth movement. I think that's a tiny diction exercise that.
Boardman, Oregon. Oregon. Yeah, it's tough.
It's a little bit more challenging than you think. You know,
Boardman, can you simplify your name for us? Can you
just get rid of one or?
Yeah, can you just be bored? Just be bored or man. Just be man, Oregon. Man, Oregon.
Yeah.
Be man.
There we go.
Be man, Oregon.
B-Man organ.
B-Man organ. I think that's easier. You know what? From now on, I'm writing it in my list. You are B-Man organ from now on. That is you know that's you. That's our new nickname.
We lost Boardman.
No, that's their new nickname. They love their new nickname. That's Mike. We're gonna be so hot in Beeman, Oregon. That's what everybody's gonna call it. They're gonna be like, "Oh, we are in Beeman, Oregon right now." B-Man Oregon.
The locals.
Yeah.
That's what they call it.
Mike, let's do some 4-star listens here. First on the 4 stars, Portland, Oregon. There we go. Right down. Portland's that's pretty tough too, you know.
Yeah, it's another or followed by an or.
I guess.
But with a T, Portland.
Especially
Oregon.
when you're stupid like me, so that's tough. Queens, New York. Shout out to Queens. I don't know how you pronounce this one, Mike. Sikeston, Missouri. Sikeston, if you're listening, if that's right, this is Sikeston, Mike. Does that seem like Sikeston to you?
Yeah, I think so. Sounds like it.
That seems like it to me. Charleston, South Carolina. Shout out to you. Manassas, Virginia. Shout out to Manassas. They're pretty close to Ashburn. Regular listeners, get in it, Manassas. Rochester, New York. Shout out to Rochester. Wichita, Kansas. Mike, home of what? What is that the home of? Talked about it last week.
Is it
Fast food. Fast food, Mike.
Fast food. I don't know why I always want to say KFC, but it's not KFC.
They're
It's,
same company
it's a
owns
chicken.
KFC. Sometimes you see them together with a KFC, maybe a Taco Bell.
Oh, Taco Bell.
No, also
No,
with
it's not
Taco Bell.
Bell.
What's the other one that goes with it? Girl, come on. The Hut, man.
Pizza Hut.
The Hut.
Pizza Hut.
Yes.
Pizza Hut. I'll never forget it.
And White Castle is also.
White Castle.
Yeah, White Castle is also from Wichita. Both from Wichita.
Nice.
Pretty weird. Singapore. Shout out to Singapore. Sacramento, California. Jakarta, Indonesia. Richmond, Virginia. And lastly, Kinburn, Canada. I think that's how you say it. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to everybody that listens. We appreciate it, Mike. Mike, we need to take a break, but we are going to be right back with returning guest Doug Aldrich right here on the Doc G Show. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We are very happy to be welcoming back returning guest, who is the current guitarist for Dead Daisies, who just released their most recent single, Crossroads, about a month ago, and they'll be playing Europe throughout the summer. Mr. Doug Aldrich. Doug, how are you, sir?
I'm good, Ben. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's I was looking. It's been about 3 years since you were on the show last there.
Yeah, that was. Yep.
And now
we had a new album out, I think, at that point, right?
yeah, new album came out there. Now
Yeah.
I want first off, if listeners didn't know, you were treated for throat cancer last year. How's the health been treating you?
So far so good.
Yeah.
I got a blood test last month that came back perfect.
Nice.
And then I had a scan that was after you have cancer and stuff, they want to scan you every 3 to 6 months just with a full on CT scan or whatever. I think it's a CT scan, but it's like called a PET scan.
Yeah,
And it goes basically from here down to your, it goes to your legs or something like that.
Mhm.
Wherever, just to check your organs, make sure everything's good. And my PET scan came back really basically great. Just had a couple little things. I got some scar tissue here that it showed up, and also on my tongue where they had, they basically took my tonsil out and took out some lymph nodes here, and they had to cut my tongue a little bit in the back so that they could get to something to get to it. But everything's good. Just those little extra bits of scar tissue showed up, but other than that, everything's clear. All my organs are good. So So yeah, I would just say that, thanks to everybody who the support that I got was just incredible, man. I really appreciate it, the well wishes and the prayers, and it really meant a lot to me.
Absolutely.
So, but I would definitely recommend that everybody, especially, when you get older in your 50s or 60s, go get checked out. And in my case, it would have been going to the dentist, which I hadn't been going to. Because I would basically take my kids to the dentist, and that's where the money went, My teeth were good, but they would have seen this problem on my tonsil had I been going. So.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, it's good that you got everything, taken care of, and you got it caught early enough, so that it could be treated, quickly, for sure. I mean, that had to be that has to be a big hit when you're told you got cancer. I'm sure that was sort of almost a pass out moment there.
It's weird, man. It's like the whole thing now. It was it's basically, I found out for sure about middle of June or July last year, and then it's like, okay, so I got to deal with this, and then I was trying to figure out when to do surgery. My situation had to do surgery and radiation. And so I was trying to make it so I could stay with the Dead Daisies and do tours and keep doing it, but because we had some breaks in between, but the surgery went good and I was able to navigate that. But then I needed to get my buddy Reb Beach to step in November, because that's when the radiation was going to start. And they said it was going to be rough, and it was definitely, it sucked, man. Radiation, I didn't get chemo, which was good, but radiation definitely was, with head and neck cancer, it's a pain. It affects your saliva glands, it affects your throat, your neck, your ears, everything. That's why they call it ear, nose, and throat doctor, because it's all connected. But it was nasty, man. In the beginning, I was like, holy shit. I didn't know if I had like 3 weeks or 3 years or 33 years. So later they told me it's a very treatable cancer. It's common. It's like a STD cancer that called HPV 16. And I know a lot of people that have had it, and I read about a lot of people. So definitely keep an eye out. Any of you guys, women go get checked by their gynecologist all the time. So but it can lay dormant for years. You never know, where you got it from.
People bring up the the treatments, and the thing I always remind people as far as like cancer treatments. I mean, when you're getting cancer treatment, they're trying to kill something. So literally, there's going to be collateral damage in your body. Like it's you can't help it. So it's not going to be pleasant, regardless if it's radiation or chemo. None of them are like can avoid the human tissue. So.
No, man, it sucks. So the best thing is to try and just keep an eye on yourself, especially, keep an eye on your skin. Go to make sure you recognize if something on your skin's changing. Anything, man. It's like, I had a neighbor that got cancer on his ear and he ended up dying eventually. And it was just like skin cancer on his ear, but it went to his brain. So we don't need to get into it anymore, but you're right. All those treatments are a pain in the ass, and it's really would be nice to just catch it early so you could just get maybe a surgery or just a radiation or something like that.
Absolutely.
When you start doing everything together, it's when it's like, oh man. Fortunately, my wife she looked after me. There's this stuff called Manuka honey that is a very crazy expensive honey that I didn't even know about. And it really helped my throat, saved my throat a lot. And
nice.
So anyways,
nice.
But you look good. Everything's good with you.
I haven't. I can't complain. I've been doing pretty well. Not too long after we talked, I actually dislocated my shoulder. That put me out for a little bit. But aside from that,
that still takes a little time to get back together, right?
It did. I had two fractures in the shoulder, and then I was bike riding, went over the handlebars and landed on my arm coming down, and I don't recommend that. I definitely don't get me wrong. I'd take it any day over cancer, but I do not recommend it.
It's all the same. But that reminds me of Tommy Aldrich. You know Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy did the same thing. He came off his bike going downhill. He was going really fast, and a deer came. He lives in the woods in California, and the deer came, and he tried to avoid the deer, and oh man, damn, So he was out. But anyways, we're still rocking, bro. We're rocking. So
Amen.
We're blessed. We're blessed.
Well, now I've got to ask, much less important than the overall health. I remember us talking sports last time. I remember us talking basketball. I got to ask, you're in LA, of course. How do you feel about the Luka Anthony Davis trade?
I mean, it's hard for me to really get into pro basketball at this point because I just haven't had time to watch it. But I thought that was cool, especially because it looks like LeBron is, from what I understand, he's kind of, I think he's injured right now, maybe or something. But
a little bit. He's day to day.
But I haven't really been able to follow him. My he can tell you everything about basketball or pretty much any sports, but I haven't really. When I joined Whitesnake, everything else in my life took a back seat, and actually the same with the Dead Daisies. The only difference is the Dead Daisies gives me some time at home where I can take care of the family and do.
Yeah.
We're really into like sports as a family with the kids, and so I haven't really been able to watch too much. My wife grabs the TV at night and watches some dating show or something. I don't know what's going on there.
Well, I was gonna say, as far as the athletes, I did notice. It was a while back, but you posted there your daughter was playing soccer, and then I noticed she does soccer and track there. I mean, were you into those sports before, or was that like she blazed her own path there?
She's blazing her own path. I had never even, to be honest, Ben, I had never even been to a track event in my life, and it's so cool. I had no idea. I mean, it would be like it used to be when the Olympics were coming on. Okay, it's track and field day. Well, I'm just gonna take a pass. I'll wait for the the swimming or whatever, But it's actually the greatest event. The track and field. It's
cool. Exciting.
Yeah, man. I had no idea. So
does she have a favorite between soccer and track?
I would say that, she really loves both, but I would say she spends more time on soccer. She's got several teams that she either is a guest with, but her main club team is basically 3 days a week. And then we do private training for her, and then she's got track. Today she's got a double practice of soccer, then she leaves early and goes to track.
Woo!
But we're just keeping her busy. She's young and she can handle it, and she loves it. And so we're just encouraging.
I saw I saw a post there it was a while back, but I mean, I think she took the two least pleasant events in track and field, the 400 and the 800. And I was just like, that's pure pain right there.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but that's why she's crying at the end of the 800. She'll sit down. It was so cute the other day, man. She did the 800 and she beat her back. She got her personal record broken. And she just did great. I was so proud of her, and she didn't cry. And then she went to the middle of the field, and in the middle of the whole field, and she sat down and she just was like, crying. I could see she was upset. It's just mentally, it's draining, but it's very good for these kids to push themselves like that, I think, and achieve something. And then,
It's a weird, I used to run in high school. I mean, I still run. Obviously, I don't have track meets to go to, but I still run. But like, it's a weird process that people get into as runners. Like, you expect the pain, you take the pain, and then the next race you get ready for it again. It's like this weird cycle of where, like, before a race you're like, oh man, it's gonna be bad. Then you run and you're like, oh, I can do that again. I can do better the next time.
I see that all the time now, but I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
These runners, they're like, before the race, they're really serious. They're really, like she'll straight up tell me, like, Daddy, I don't want to be here right now. I just don't want to race. I don't want to do that race. And it's like, well, you got to do that race because you're signed up and you got a team that's counting on you. But
and then it comes back around though. She finishes and it's like, I can do it better. I want to do it again.
Totally, the confidence is really good, man. It's it's a good thing. And I actually now that I'm starting to get back in shape a little bit, I want to start running a little bit.
Nice.
Because when she trains a lot, and then we train her in the neighborhood. She'll run. Like with running, as you know, I didn't know this, but you have to start training really early to build up. And so I'll be on a bike right now, but I want to be able to see if I can hang with her and just, at least for a couple loops, you know what I mean? Or one loop, I can't, like in top speed, I can't even hang. She's 9 years old. She'll smoke me, but.
What's her, do you remember what's her PR there for the 400 or 800?
The 800, I want to say it was, maybe it was the 400. It was 1:15, I think, something like that.
Ooh, yeah, 75 seconds for a 9-year-old that's booking. That's booking.
And then
you think about that. That's a 5-minute mile pace right there that she's doing for a 400.
Yeah, and I think the 800 was like too close. It's like 2:55 or something like that. It's a little, like the first lap is quick, because that's 400 meters, and then the second lap is a little tougher. But
haven't got that exactly paced out yet.
Yeah, there's a whole strategy that we didn't know about, and in fact, we do know that she doesn't run correctly. She's not 100% running correctly, so she probably could do much better if she got her form more.
Well, the great thing with her is though that being in soccer, she's got integrated practice basically every single game and practice that she's doing in soccer.
Yeah,
you're going to be a runner.
It's a little different style of running. That's more quickness and sprinting stuff, but
it's repeated. That's the thing is it's repeated, and that's I started the cross country team at my high school when I was in high school, and that's where I picked off all of my runners was from the soccer team. I just went to the soccer team and was like, hey, you run 90 minutes, get on out here, you'll be fine. Let's give it a shot. Like,
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
And did you play soccer?
I did not play soccer. No. I just
a little bit, but back when I was a kid, soccer was definitely not as popular as it is now. So it was.
Oh yeah. It's definitely turned a new page there, and like Messi being on Miami's team has only helped, of course, of just getting people more and more into soccer.
Yeah.
But like, do you get nervous? Like when she was like doing the Junior Olympics, things like that. Do you get a little nerves?
No, I know she's going to try her hardest, and that's all we want. And with that particular thing, when you're doing that, she was doing a relay, and with that, there's a little pressure because if you mess up,
the whole team
goes down. But they did good. They got third place. So they got a bronze out of it, which was good. But I'm working on getting back in shape, and then I'm gonna start training on the putting the road work, as they say.
I love
putting in the road work.
I love it. What, have you decided to instill the Mamba mentality in her yet, or are you gonna hold off on that?
Well, I actually of course I know what you're talking about, but I don't know exactly what it entails to get the Mamba mentality.
I think it's just locking in. I think it's like you told us on the show last time when you were talking about being with Whitesnake and just asking yourself, what would Kobe do? You know,
Right,
just
right.
locking in.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But,
what would he do to get himself back in the game to make it like the first 3 quarters didn't matter that he sucked, and then he bring it back and just smoke everybody.
And same thing in track and field, man. You go around that 400, you get to that last 100 meters. Doesn't matter what happened on the first 300. It's time to turn and burn. It's time to go for it.
That's it, man. You know what I need to do is start to get. I mean, I don't think you're allowed to listen to music when you are running, but if you could find a song that's in the pace. That makes you can hear it in your head and you're singing it and it's forcing you to run faster than you would. Mm-hmm. Maybe something like that.
You can definitely, I mean, obviously you can train without music. Now, any of like the track meets, they won't let you listen to music. A lot of like like different road races out there and marathons, they allow headphones.
That's cool.
Yeah. There's a positive and negative. Like, I mean, when you use music, it's like you said, it will push you harder. Definitely, you get like a good song on there. You get like a Motley Crue "Kickstart My Heart," which has always been one of my favorites for running. You'll start driving hard, but then the problem is then you're not listening to your own breathing. You're not listening to your own sort of feedback loop of how you're feeling. And so, like, if something changes that you're not used to, it can really, really throw you off.
I got it.
But, yeah, you know.
Well, anyway, that's pretty cool. That's a good tempo for that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the best, like, running-wise, one of the best. And, I mean, you know, go back to your Whitesnake days, the Still of the Night. Oh, that was always one of my go-tos there. And of course, Here I Go. You know, that's another one, obviously. But speaking of music, let's go on to the old Dead Daisies here. The last time we talked, since the last time we talked, John's came back to the band.
Yeah.
How's it been with John back in the band?
It's crap, man. No.
I don't believe you.
No, you know, John needed to take a little break there for a while, and Glenn came in, and Glenn was great. It was awesome to work with Glenn in the capacity of this band situation that we're in. You know, it's David Lowy made it so that, you know, if somebody had something that they wanted to do or whatever, it's cool, man. Take some time off. We'll get someone to fill in. Yeah. And Glenn came in and we did 2 albums with him, and it was great. But then I think Glenn wanted to get back to doing just his own thing, being his own boss again. And it was just weird timing because we were celebrating 10 years of the band. I've actually now been in it 9 or 10 years. I can't forget exactly now, but 9 years since I joined. So we were going to do a best of album, which we did, and we were going to tour off that, which we did, but you know, it wasn't really the right thing to get Glenn to do that. So we talked to John, and John said, I would love to come back and do that tour. And that was all we were going to do, was just do that. But we had such a great time that basically the beginning of last year, we decided, let's just go and let's just write a couple songs and see what we get. And we ended up getting Light 'Em Up basically written in about a week.
Yeah.
So it's been awesome having John back. He's, you know, for all intent and purposes, it doesn't matter who's playing guitar or whatever, drums. It's the singer always in the band that gets. He's the main guy.
Yeah.
So
now,
it's his band. Technically, it's not. Technically, David Lowy, it's David's band. He formed it. He started it. But it's John's band, really. He's got the most, he's got the most juice, I think, of all the singers for this band.
Nice. Now, so I read about this, the new album. Now, did that come about at the same time as Light 'Em Up? Was that the same time when you were working on both of those albums?
Yeah, so we went down. So people who don't know, we went down to Muscle Shoals, Alabama, to the studio called Fame Studios, which is a very famous. There's actually a documentary on Netflix. Probably, I think a lot of people might have seen that. But
oh yeah,
but yeah, it's a really cool place, and we just wanted to change the scenery, you know. And somebody suggested, you know, why don't we go down to a different studio, and we wanted something that was had a lot of history to it, where we could, and it was also cool that it was kind of out of the way.
Yeah.
So nobody knew we were going there, and we would write, and we had a really successful run. Like I said, we basically got Light 'Em Up written in a week, and we'd stop. The studio, one of the ways that a studio like that can stay afloat is they would do a lot of tours, because they got so much history. Yeah. So during dinner time, like around between 5 and 6, they would always say, "Hey, we're gonna bring some people in, so can you guys take a break?" And maybe that was part of the deal or whatever. But we would take a break, go in the control room. We'd just maybe have a little bite or have a couple glasses of wine or whatever, and start. We were just hearing every day the history through the mics, you know, coming back into the control room. And it was amazing, man, where, you know, Aretha Franklin got her start, and she started prior to that, but that's where she sang her first really famous song. And Wilson Pickett with Dwayne Allman, and all the way down the line to, you know,
Etta James
and Steven Tyler, and a lot of different people. I mean, the team that was in there recording at that time were the Swampers. And yeah, so it was just a lot of history, and we started getting excited about it and talking about the old cats that would come in there, and, you know, Dwayne Allman telling Wilson Pickett, "Hey, we should do a cover of a Beatles tune." It's like, what are you talking about? And we started, everything was set up. We were, you know, doing pre-production writing. So we decided, let's go have a jam, you know, a couple glasses of wine, let's go. Yeah. And we go out and just have a play on something. And then all of a sudden, like, let's try Crossroads with a different beat, or let's try it with a different treatment. And like Crossroads, for example, people probably might have heard that. We approached that all of a sudden, you know, we don't want to do it the way Cream did it, because that was, how are you going to beat that version? That's like perfect. Yeah. But we decided, hey, let's just hit this like with a different groove, and it kind of it clicked into kind of a Celebration Day by Led Zeppelin kind of groove. And that's kind of, when you listen to that song, now you can hear, okay, that sounds, that's how the Dead Daisies did it. They had a groove that was different, and then we got a whole different vibe on the song, and ended up putting in a little bit of a bridge part that was something new in the song. And it just went from there. We had a lot of fun, and we were recording it. It wasn't polished in any way. Yeah. But it was a lot of fun to put our spin on, and it's a really good batch of songs. So one song led to another, and we knocked out, like, probably in 3 or 4 days, we knocked out everything except for John sang during when we were, you know, messing around, but he might have gone back and re-sang some stuff. I'm not sure, but some of those vocals are just right off
straight
the top,
live,
one take. Yeah.
So Crossroads was the first song that sort of started it all.
Crossroads was definitely one. One of the first ones was Black Betty, because we were talking about the Black Betty. You know, somebody brought up, hey, you know, let's have a jam. There's an old blues song, Black Betty, that was, you know, like Lead Belly sang it. It was like an old field song, but I had never heard that version.
You were thinking the Ram Jam version.
Yeah, so I'm all like, okay, let's go. You know. Yeah. And it's like, no. And I just basically heard the original. I was like, wow, that's heavy, man. That's like, that guy was working the fields, and he'd sing that song just to get through the day. And it led to a whole new version of Black Betty that that was basically the first one that we really got excited about.
Nice.
And then there was a couple songs where we just blasted through them. Like Sweet Home Chicago was just a party song for us. Boom Boom kind of, we put like a little bit of we were talking about the, Vietnam War and we were talking about Creedence Clearwater Revival, and somehow those two meshed with Boom Boom with John Lee Hooker. And then we got that version. And then there was another song that ended up on, we wrote it as a blues thing. We were playing around with Terraplane Blues. And we wrote, I had a couple of parts to go, and Marty said, hey, we should forget singing Terraplane. We should make this our own song. It's really cool. And it was kind of an epic track, the way that we had laid it out. And it ended up being on the Light 'Em Up album called Take My Soul. So John kind of went really deep on that, and it was cool because it was a little bit more, like I said, a little more of an epic style track that the Dead Daisies had not done something like that before. So that was cool.
Yeah. Well, now you were talking about Marty Fredrickson there, the producer.
Yeah.
Now I saw in one, I can't remember if it was an interview or notes or something, that he was the one that sort of suggested like, hey, let's record this thing. I'm going to record it.
He was, yeah. I mean, he didn't tell us in the beginning. He goes, hey, come back in. It's like, okay. Like we thought we were going to, just call it a night or whatever. He goes, listen to this. And it was like, whoa, Marty, that's cool. He goes, yeah, man. Marty's super chill. He's like, yeah, man. I should go back out there and try it again, man. Like, okay. So we did. And so there was a couple songs, and it was always at the end of the day. And there was a couple songs that we'd get something happening on one, and then we'd say, hey, let's have a play on something. And one night it was The Thrill Is Gone. And Marty goes, yeah, this is a good song, man. Let's do it a little differently. So John suggested we do it in a 6/8 feel. He got that idea off of a Zeppelin T for One or something. One of those songs, Since I've Been Loving You, maybe it was. But so we started playing it, and I wasn't really thinking about it. I was just like in the moment, having a great night, and it was like, wow, that was pretty cool. It was the right arrangement, right, guys? And like, yeah, that was it. That's the right arrangement. And then Marty goes, okay, we'll take it home. I'll send you guys an MP3 and take it home, listen to it. And then tomorrow morning, let's, try and hit it again. We'll see what we get. And I listened to it that night. I listened to it in the morning, and I just was like, I go, Ben, I go,
Marty.
I go, Marty, I don't know if I can do that again like that. I was like, there's a lot of really, like, I was just in the moment. Like, I could do it again, but it's not going to be the same. He goes, well, that's all right. And I go, but listen to this, man. I was like, I've never done that before. He goes, well, I think it's every time I do it, it's probably going to get worse because I was so in the moment. And he just goes, well, then just keep that as the take, and we'll just work, So we cleaned up a couple spots that were out of tune on the rhythm, during the singing.
Yeah.
But I, of course, now I hear it and I go, well, I could have done this or I could have done that. But it's cool that the whole vibe, the way that Marty did it, was we were capturing a moment. He did not want, he didn't want to go back and touch up anything really. He didn't want to go back and recut or redo it, or like if I played a solo that was completely unknown to me, off the cuff, I couldn't even recall. He was like, that's the moment. It's fine,
Yeah.
Not that nobody cares about the solo, but really it's more about the vibe.
You want the feel, you want the emotion. Yeah.
And that was the real emotion going there. So that's why we were really, in the end, the whole thing, we started talking about, okay, we really want to put it out. It's pretty rough. Yeah, put it out. It's got a good vibe, so.
Yeah. There's a lot of, that's the thing, is there's a lot of good music that comes out rough. It can be rough and still sound really good, you know?
Yeah.
I was one side note. I was looking up everything. Like I got down a little Marty rabbit hole there when I noticed that he was the producer, and I can't believe I didn't realize that he was the vocals for the movie Almost Famous. I didn't know that he did the singing for that, and I was like, oh man, I love that fake band. That's one of my favorites.
I do too. Well, it was a fake band, except his vocals are really cool on that.
Oh, yeah. Fever Dog? Jam.
Fever Dog.
Yeah.
It was great, man.
Good.
Yeah, Marty's not only an amazing producer, he's an amazing songwriter. He's a great, unbelievable, obviously, singer and guitar player, plays probably other things as well. And, and his son Evan was with us during these sessions too. And his son was. It should be noted because one of the way that this whole blues thing came together was we'd be talking about this or that. We're talking about old artists, or like we were talking about Walking the Dog and the Aerosmith version.
Yeah.
But then hearing the real version, and he would be like, well, you can tell that Aerosmith listened to this when they were doing that, and he'd put up this track, you know, it might have been Rolling Stones singing, like that's kind of what they were going for.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, you're right. They kind of did the Rolling Stones to that song a little bit, and or whatever it was, you know, James Brown or whatever, and he just was it was inspiring because he was like he was very knowledgeable. He's younger, you know, he's like I think he's a teenager or in his early 20s.
Yeah.
But he's got big music history knowledge thanks to Marty.
Well, I was going to say, like, I mean, obviously all of you guys like love the blues indirectly because all rock, of course, comes from the blues. But like, how much did you, like, as you've already mentioned a couple of times, like how much did you know about like the old blues going into this album?
I mean, a little bit. Not. I would definitely not be considered an astute listener because I would enjoy it when I hear it. Of course, everyone knows B.B. King and the King brothers, all those, and the Albert and
Robert Johnson and all
and all those guys were mentioned by Led Zeppelin and by the Stones, Howlin' Wolf. And so we heard a lot of that stuff in the past, but I can't say that I ever bought more than a couple records I bought a Robert Johnson. There was back in the 80s or early 90s, I can't remember when it came out, but Robert Johnson, they put out a collection of all his recordings, and he'd have multiple takes. It was really cool, like, you know, just him and his guitar. And so there were certain things that I was aware of, but we kind of were just, and I still am not an aficionado. I still wouldn't know a lot of stuff, but we sat there and kind of, like you did, we went down the rabbit hole for a minute, and then we got in there, got inspired, and played. And we'd listen to, you know, we'd listen to the original track, and then we'd listen to the way that somebody did it, you know, Foghat or Aerosmith or whoever it was, Ram Jam. But then we were like, nah, let's not do that. You know, let's go our own way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. A lot of those. Cause like, it's like you said, you hear that original and then you hear like a 70s or 60s artist rock artist that covered it. And it's completely different emotion. And I mean, it's a tip of the hat to both artists that you're like, man, they've made it completely their own thing, and both are good, but both completely different, you know? Well, now you guys recorded at Fame, but you also have Muscle Shoals Sound Studios where the Swampers went after Fame. Did you go down the road and check it out?
No, we I didn't go. Maybe John went. I'm not sure who went, but I was kind of so deep into the pre-production thing that I wasn't really looking to. I was just in it, and then we'd have to go to the studio. So I didn't have time, but we didn't record there. I know that. We only recorded it. We wrote and we recorded, and it was with Sarah, on drums. And so we had all this pre-production for the Light 'Em Up album with Sarah on drums, and then we had the blues album that was basically recorded with Sarah Tomac on drums, and she had been. We had seen her play. I saw her play years ago with Steven Tyler, and I thought she was badass then. And then when we were looking for a drummer to help us do pre-production, Marty suggested her. They worked together in a band out of Nashville, and she plays on a lot of sessions. So he goes, anything you guys want, she can do it. So so we were doing pre-production on, and then it just ended up that she was on the blues album. Afterwards, we went back to Nashville and we recorded at Marty's studio, and that we had his son Evan, as I was mentioning, Evan, he played drums on the Light 'Em Up album.
Nice.
So that's kind of, but yeah, man, that whole trip was about a week long down there. And
was that the first time you'd been to Muscle Shoals?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I've been to Alabama several times, but never in a small town like that. And that was really cool. It's right near Alabama, University of Alabama. So it's a college town as well. And it was just a great vibe there. Really nice people. Everybody's super polite and friendly. And it was perfect for us, to get out there, to get this Lookin For Trouble album and the Light 'Em Up album together. And we'd look forward to going back there, man, at some point.
Absolutely. Well, so Lookin For Trouble comes out May 30th. How many, because I know you've got a good number of shows. You've got some shows in June. And then you've got some shows in August, and all of those shows are in Europe. How many of these jams do you think you'll be taking out on stage with you?
I would say that once this record drops, we'll probably do 3 or 4,
Nice.
Just because we can rock them up even further if we wanted to, but it's kind of nice. A lot of that stuff we were using little lamps and different sounds that we wouldn't normally use with a Dead Daisies normal rock record.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure exactly what we'll do. Maybe we'll do a section in the show that's dedicated to it.
Yeah.
But we were doing already. We were doing on the last one. We were doing Crossroads and Going Down.
Nice.
And prior to that, we were doing I'm Ready.
Okay.
And so I would say, one of the songs that I think we're all really excited about is. Boom Boom is coming out. That's like a party song. Well, actually, and Sweet Home Chicago too, but Boom Boom's it's got this great vibe to it. We'll probably stick that in the set. Maybe Black Betty would be one that we're really excited about. It's
nice.
Starts off with the dobro, and then it kind of kicks in, and so
nice.
We're gonna definitely put 3 or 4 in the set.
Like you mentioned, you guys just finished going to Europe. You had it was a small, I think it was 7 shows there in March.
We had, I think there was 7 or 8, something like that.
Were those the first shows that you'd been back?
Yeah.
How'd it feel?
Shows, it was great. It took me a minute I'm still getting my strength back and stuff. Took me, I wasn't playing guitar during the treatment period, and so I felt like my chops were up when I got back on the road, but it's different when you play a show, man. It's it's definitely, so I think it took me it was great. There's no question. I'm not going to complain, but I didn't feel like myself until halfway through. And now I'm feeling like, okay, cool. Now that I got some momentum, I need to keep going, and but but yeah, we only had a short window where we could go there. So we did those, and then we wanted to go back and do some other spots that we hadn't been to for a few years, including we haven't been to Spain since I think 2017. So we're starting off in Bilbao, Spain, at a nice festival over there, and yeah.
Well, Europe loves you guys. I mean, you know, I was taking a look. I mean, it wasn't too long after you joined the Dead Daisies that you guys played 300,000 people in Poland. You played to?
Yeah, I think that was a year after I came in at 17 or 18, 17 maybe. And
that's crazy. I mean, was that the biggest you've ever played for? Maybe,
yeah. It might have actually even, been even bigger than that, because it was like a whole weekend, and we were playing with a 60-piece orchestra.
Yeah.
So we were, because of that reason, and we had, I don't know why, we got some really good attention in Poland and some of those countries.
Yeah.
Germany has been really good for us, but yeah, we were one of the big draws, and it was a big night. It probably was the biggest amount of people I've ever played to, I would say.
You run out, like, I mean, I feel like at that number, you can't see the end of the crowd. You just sort of look out, and it's a blur, man.
Just, yeah, it's like, we were, that whole night was surreal, because when you play with an orchestra, there's no improvising.
Yeah.
They basically took one of our shows, and they transcribed it.
Yeah.
And it came back in a book about this thick. And like these big pages like this big.
Yeah.
And so that was the show they learned, and that's what we had to play exactly.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, hey, let's extend this intro, the crowd's going,
Yeah.
No, stick right to it, because that's what they're going to do. And so we didn't want to make any mistakes, and so we were focused to
a little
really,
tighter.
Yeah, we weren't shaking our butt for the crowd as much as just trying to have fun and play, but also make sure we were on the beat with everybody.
Yeah, I talked to Joe Bonamassa when he did his Hollywood Bowl show with a orchestra, and he was talking about how, like, it was a little weird for him to have to, like, keep looking back to make sure he was with the director and making sure that he was staying on, as far as, he's normally the maestro, and all of a sudden he has no power as far as that goes. They're driving the show.
That's right. It's weird, because Joe it'd be like, okay, guys, just follow Joe. A lot of nights Joe likes that he'll run with this section if he's feeling it. We'll see what happens. But you can't. You gotta follow the conductor.
Yeah.
It's funny, because we rehearsed with him, and a couple of times we got off the we did an intro that 8 bars that was supposed to be 4, and they're just playing. They're not even thinking. They're just reading the notes. They're just playing, and you look at them.
They're like, you lost the train, guys. We're not getting back on.
Yeah, but we're looking at them like, don't you hear what's going on here? We're not together, and they're like, nope. We're just doing our thing. That's it,
They're like, bad news. We're not improvisers, guys. That's not happening.
No, and it'd be like these really, it was like a lot of, there was a lot of younger people, younger girls, like, maybe in their 20s or something, that were just amazing musicians.
Oh, yeah.
And they just had this look. And if you tried to make a joke or something or play a blues lick, they just look at you like just stone cold, like, I don't know what you're trying to show me, but that's not what's on the paper right here,
Enough of this nonsense.
Enough of that. Yeah. Get back to the classical. But yeah, it was great. And we've had some amazing shows like that were, I've been really grateful to be a part of that type of thing.
Would you say this summer, are you looking most forward? As far as like the shows you got scheduled so far to Spain, since you haven't been there for a while.
I mean, we love it there, and we've got a lot of friends in Spain, but I don't care where it is really. I just like, I'm excited to play and get back, and we any chance to play is really why why I'm alive to this point, is like, that's what I'm here to do. And that's what I still feel like. I mean, you see my room here, I'm going through messing around with amps and trying, getting different tones, and the floor is covered with pedals and cables and all this stuff, and it's just what I like. I wake up and I feel like I'm 18, it's like, this is what I love. And
still obsessed,
still chasing the tone,
I love it. Well, Doug, we're gonna let you get back to chasing that tone, man. I wanna thank you for coming on the show and talking with us today.
Of course, Ben. Thanks, man. Thanks to you guys, and we look forward to to hopefully seeing you guys sooner than later at some point. And just everybody, thanks for your support for the band, for me, and go to the deaddaisies.com if you want to find out what we're up to.
Absolutely. Listeners, make sure you check out Crossroads, which is out now. And then in about a month and a half, check out the full album, Looking For Trouble. Right now, let's take a listen to Crossroads right here on The Doc G Show. Back here on the Doc G Show. You just heard Doug Aldrich, and you heard the tunes there of Dead Daisies. My goodness, Mike. First of all, Europe really loves some Dead Daisies, Mike. Really loves some Dead Daisies. I mean, he played for an estimated 300,000 people at an open air festival in Europe, Mike. My Lord.
Oof, that's a lot.
300,000. I mean, there's no way you're seeing the end of that.
Nope.
Just think about the people at the very edge of that. What are they getting out of that? I feel like not a lot. Feel like they're like half a mile away. Like, what do you think? What do you think the stage looks like? That's got to be cool. Like,
you've got like huge like TV monitors that they're just watching the whole time, but then you can kind of see the stage.
Yeah, I mean, again, do what you want, folks. But that seems like a lot to me, and I feel like as Doug, that's a lot of pressure. He just went out there and rocked, but that's a lot of pressure. My God, 300,000 people for a comedy show. My Lord, Mike, that would be too much.
Too many. Especially outside.
Yeah, oof. The open air. It's too hard to fill that sound, Fill that void. I'm always impressed when comedians do Red Rocks, because I feel like it's just so much harder out there. Like,
absolutely.
But
although I would love to do it.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a bucket list.
That'd be a bucket lister right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Do a live edition of the Doc G Show. Two people show up just clapping in the background. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Boardman, Oregon.
Boardman, you came out. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
You traveled. That was a long travel for you guys. That was like 8 hours. Nicely done. That's probably more than that, right? I'm not well versed enough in where Red Rocks is or Boardman.
Yeah, I mean you'd be traveling at least half the country. Well, no, probably not half the country.
No, it's not half, but it's. To
get to Red Rocks, I mean that's in Colorado.
Mike, I'm calling it right now. I'm saying 12 hours. You're saying
Okay.
what? 1,500?
I'm saying 1,500 miles.
Give me an
so
hours.
maybe that's about
Give me
the
an
same.
hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 14 hours.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Listeners, you know you love it when we look up how far places are from other places. Okay, let's see here.
Remember when we used to guess the weather?
Oh man,
wherever?
let's get back
That
to
was
that.
fun.
Let's get
That was
back to
fun.
that. All right, Mike. So
I started getting less accurate. I don't know why.
So 16 hours, 20 minutes. So you
16
won. You
hours,
won,
yeah.
Mike. You were pretty close. 14 hours. You weren't that far off.
Yeah.
Weren't that far off. I mean, that's you got to go up through the mountains there. You got to pass through the mountains. That's but it's way less mileage than you said though.
Oh, really?
1,092. 1,092.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah. No, there you go. Boardman, Oregon. That's how far you're traveling to our live show at Red Rocks. Can't wait to have it. We haven't scheduled it yet, but make sure
Not yet.
you get your tickets. Yeah. So Doug, just a super nice guy, and I love the fact, Mike. I mean, the whole interview in his basement, and his basement is just a wall of amplifiers.
So true.
And he's got like 30 guitars down there, and he's still just noodling around. Like literally, I was very tempted in the interview to ask him just to wail out some riffs, but I knew it wouldn't come through well on the audio, you know. But like, I mean, it's so impressive to know that dude started playing when he was a teenager, and he's still that obsessed with it. He just loves it. Like, he wakes up being like, nah, I got to find a new sound today. I got to work on this jam today. Like, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome that he's got that love for it, and really loves wearing his Kobe jerseys. So, you know, shout out to that right there. But Mike, listeners need to check out the new Dead Daisies album coming out. Make sure you check it out. We need to move on, Mike, to the fastest growing segment in the world.
Mike C, top 3.
That is correct, Mike. That is correct. Now, Mike, I will say I went pretty fast on this, but I'm pretty confident in my because I mean it's all about how I feel anyway. So I probably have forgotten a lot of things that I think are overrated and I don't get excited about, but they may come to me. Anyways, Mike, for listeners that don't remember last week, Mike suggested foods that, in our opinions, are overrated. So things that people love, us not so much. So, Mike, I've got a couple honorable mentions. On my honorable mentions, this one, I feel like this is a hot one that people might really get on to me about. Ketchup. Say what?
Yeah, ketchup.
Like, some people just love ketchup. Love it. And I mean, don't get me wrong. If I'm having fries, Mike, I'm going to have ketchup. You know? But, like, if they don't have ketchup, I'll eat the fries without any ketchup. I'm fine with doing that. Doesn't matter.
Oh, for sure.
You know? Like, and like a hamburger without ketchup, I'm fine. I usually don't put ketchup on a hamburger.
Yeah.
I'm
what do you
more
put?
of I'm more of a mayonnaise mustard guy, and that's it.
Me too,
you know?
man. Yeah, absolutely.
You know? So, like, I think people just, they like, I know some really ketchup-obsessed people that, like, they just, anything, everything ketchup, and then, like, you know, they'll go to a fast food restaurant, they'll give them, like, 5 packets, and they're like, this is enough? This is enough ketchup. I'm like, what's wrong with you? That's enough, you sick freak. You don't need any more, you know? So anyways, ketchup, Mike. What's one of your honorable mentions?
Grapefruit.
Yeah, I can get on
fan.
board with that. Now, that one I would say, I feel like, though, it's not really that overrated in the fact that, like, I don't hear a lot of people selling it to me, you know? I only know a couple of old folks that really love grapefruit that I'm like, that it's just more of I'm like, how? It's so bitter. Why do you like this? It looks like a big, awesome orange, and then you bite into it and you're like, oh, this is horrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
This is the opposite of what I was expecting. Okay, like it's very bad.
Yeah, no, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I mean, it's all over the supermarkets. It's just, and people, I don't know. I feel like coming from the South, it was always like a thing. Like, oh, you guys want to have some grapefruit? Like, no, it's disgusting. It's terrible.
Well, and it's so like you.
Oh, we'll put some sugar on it. Oh, you mean to make it like taste more like a fruit that you would enjoy?
What about the even bigger freaks that put salt on it? You ever ran into one of those? Like that's I think I shout out to my mom. I'm pretty sure she's one of those weird freaks.
Shout out.
I'm pretty sure she's put salt
on the grapefruit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to check with her.
know.
I'm going to confirm that this weekend. We'll confirm that. I'll
Please
let
do.
you know.
Because I don't know what salt's doing to a grapefruit.
Making it grosser.
Yeah, it's just making it worse.
Okay, so I've got Wagyu on the list, and I've got salt on grapefruit. That's what I've got on my notes, Mike. Okay. Well, hold on. I got to get my. By the way, Mike, I got a whole new pack here of purple pens.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Why purple?
I'm a big fan, man. I don't know. Call me Prince. I'm a big fan of writing in purple. It's a good time.
Cool.
It's the color of royalty, Mike.
So true.
I don't know if you knew that or not. Anywho, Mike, my next honorable mention, beer. It's another hot one. Any beer.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of people offended, but I got to be honest, it's gross to me. I don't really care what kind of beer it is. Miller Lite, Blue Ribbon, Pabst Blue Ribbon. The only beers that are even tolerable to me are the ones that they try to make taste completely not like beer. You know? Like Red Stripe starts getting slightly tolerable to me because it's like got a bunch of apple flavor and it's much more fruity than normal beer. Right?
Oh yeah.
But like no, like a regular beer, hops, gross. I don't need it. No. No. And the whole reason you're drinking that beer is to get drunk. Just use liquor. It's gonna get you drunk faster. Stop that nasty.
Yeah.
I don't need it. Is all that calories too? No, thank you. Anywho, beer to me.
I can get on board with that one. I mean, just say alcohol in general to me is.
I mean in general, but like that's the thing is I'm like the people that want to get drunk off of beer. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Stop pussyfooting around. Go get the real stuff and get done faster. Get drunk, man. Anyways, Mike, other honorable mentions for you.
Mango.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Oh, I can get right up there with you on mango, Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't like it?
No.
Yeah, no,
like,
it's gross.
I'll eat it. Like again, I'm a disposal. I'll eat it when it's in like
Me too.
a fruit
Yeah,
cocktail,
for sure.
and I'm like, yeah. But like, yeah, no, I'm totally with you. Totally.
I don't know what
with
it
you.
is. It's like grainy.
It's probably one of
got a
my
weird
least
flavor.
favorite fruits. I think
Yeah.
it would be near the bottom for me. And mango flavored stuff, gross too. I don't like mango flavored stuff. It's just, it really does not do it for me. You know, it's sort of got a similar texture, but not exactly to pears. You know, you got that sort of like pithy taste to it almost. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
But I like
That's
pears
exactly
better.
it.
Pears are tolerable to me. You know,
Yeah.
which mangoes
I
are
feel that way,
tolerable.
too.
Like I said, I can eat them, but I'm not dreaming of them. That's for sure. You know,
Yeah, me neither.
Like peaches,
Yeah.
strawberries. Oh yeah, bananas. Get out of town. Mangoes, no. And a lot of people rave about mangoes, Mike. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of people love mangoes.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And I'm always I'm very sad when it's like a really good like a blackened fish on the menu. They're like this like a blackened mahi, and then they're like in a mango chutney, and I'm like, oh, disgusting! You just ruined that fish. I don't need a mango chutney. No, thank you.
Put it on the side. I'll try it, but most likely it's not going to.
It's gonna be gross. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be gross. Mike, okay, into the top 3.
I've got 2 more.
Oh, yeah.
One
I
of
forgot.
them, real quick. One of them isn't. It's just I don't like wings anymore. I like boneless wings, but I'm not really a fan of wings. I just eating stuff off bones to me is not.
It's barbaric, but I love it, Mike. I still
but I did
love
erase it
wings.
from the list because I still I can still get down with
Yeah.
wings if they're put in front of me. I'm gonna go crazy.
Still love wings.
I don't know if this is a popular food that people like, but I don't like beets. And I don't like anything really associated with beets. So that's probably not really a good one. Because I'm sure most people don't like beets.
It's like I said, that I feel like grapefruit was bordering on not being popular enough. But like beets.
Beets definitely isn't. Yeah, okay, gotcha. All right, I'm ready. Top 3.
Although I will say, to sort of plays devil's advocate, there are a lot of like now trying to be like hipster doofuses making beets like a trendy meal thing, and they'll have them.
Yeah.
Because like I've seen them actually in a couple of restaurants I was just recently at as like part of the appetizer. They had like a beet something as an appetizer.
Yeah, like a salad, kind of like a arugula beet salad. And I'm like, nah, you're good.
Most, I'll be honest, Mike, most root vegetables taste like
Yeah.
They taste like dirt.
That's a fact.
Like most root vegetables. Like, I mean, carrots, they're okay. Potatoes, they're okay. Sweet potatoes, they're okay. But like beets, turnips, what else? Brussels sprouts, gross. Man,
No,
they taste like
not a
dirt.
fan.
You know?
All right.
Brussels sprouts, the only way they taste good, man, is throwing a bunch of fat in with them. That's why most of the time when you're at a restaurant, it's Brussels sprouts and bacon.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, now it's good.
Some balsamic glaze.
Yeah, exactly. We threw a bunch of fat on top of them. Now I'll eat this dirt. It's dirt fat. It's delicious. But you get a raw, try a raw Brussels sprout and try not to throw up. That thing is, ugh. Ugh.
I didn't even know you can eat them raw.
You can't because they're so gross. Anyways, okay. Top 3, Mike. Top 3. Here we go. My number 3, non-chocolate candy. Hot take, Mike.
Okay.
Hot take. I know a lot of people love all kinds of other candy. I'm just not interested. Now, will I eat it? Sure, I could eat it. Like, if you told me, like, well, I'm not, like, going to put it in my mouth and be like, oh, gross, you know? It's sugar. Of course it tastes awesome. But it doesn't taste anywhere close to being as awesome as chocolate. I'm just not interested in it.
Yeah,
you know?
way.
And that's the thing, is, like, people are always amazed when I go to a restaurant and, you know, everybody gets a dessert. And then I look at the dessert menu and there's nothing chocolate. And I'm like, I'm good. And they're like, you're not going to get anything? I'm like, no. I don't want any of that. Like, I don't need it. Now, chocolate, I can't deny it. It's too man. I'll get anything that's chocolate, but
Yeah.
non-chocolate candy, I just like, and that was like when I was a kid with Halloween, man. You know, I'd get a bunch of weird crap in there. You get a bunch of like sprees and bottle caps and runts and like, I was just like, I don't need any of this.
Yeah.
I'm good, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean,
I can see that.
And again, don't get me wrong. I would eat those things because I was 8, so I'd just be like, whatever, you know, like it's sugar. But like, you know, it's just not. It's not. You know, it's not worth the empty calories to me, Mike. I'm not gonna do it. You know,
I can definitely see that.
Twizzlers, pass. I don't need any of those Twizzlers.
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely see Twizzlers.
Yeah,
for
there's
sure.
just a whole bunch of
licorice.
non-chocolate candy I don't need, man. I don't need it. Anyways, Mike, you're number 3.
My number 3, thick pork.
Oh, thick pork.
Yeah, so any kind of pork that's like cut thick, like pork chops, and I guess people eat pork belly. Absolutely not. The only way I'm going to eat pork is if it's cut almost as thin as bacon, if not thinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I will say, Mike, you might have gotten some bad samples. I will say, but I can see where you're coming from, especially
it
like
freaks me out, bro.
especially like a thick chop, because a thick chop gets really monotonous. It's not too tasty. Yeah, no. Me and my brother were just talking about this because like a pork chop is not actually like a great like. It's not like succulent. It's not amazing. Like if you want a good pork chop, you got to get it like done like diner style. It's got to be like deep fried. There's got to be like some applesauce or some honey glaze. It's got to have some. It's got to have some stuff on it. Like, so I can get you. I can get behind that one.
Probably all that stuff. But yeah, it's like
Now I
pork
will
chops.
say there's probably something that grosses you out that I have from time to time from Publix. They have the bacon wrapped pork loin there, and it's just like a big old thick piece of pork like this, but it's wrapped in bacon. But it's definitely a thick piece of pork, Mike.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know, man. It just freaks me out too much.
I understand.
Even bacon wrapped, I'm like, okay, this is cool. I prefer,
I'd rather just have the bacon.
Is nice. But yeah.
Understandable, Mike. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
Mike, my number 2, pumpkin spice anything. Screw that stuff, Mike. Not interested at all.
Yeah.
Not interested at all, Mike. Everything pumpkin just tastes disgusting, man. It's gross. Not interested in it. Plus, as you know, I hate the season. It makes me just sad thinking about it. Ugh. It's the opposite of my favorite season. Everything's dying. Everything's cold. Everything's getting dark. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I
I know you said chocolate only, but even pumpkin pie is it's like, well, I
gross.
guess you were talking about candy.
Hate it. Not interested in it. I mean, now again, will I eat it? Sure, I'll eat it. I won't be happy about it, but I can eat it.
Okay.
Like,
I'll eat it to be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, oh man. Now I will say one caveat added in with just what you said, Mike. I have had a pumpkin chocolate pie before that was pretty good.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. They had this. It had the richness. It had the decadence of the chocolate, but then there was a bit of a like pie. Like that. Whatever it is of pumpkin, sort of that root vegetable sort of thing that it has. And I was like, that's nice. That's good. But yeah, like all the drinks, all the little candies, everything like that, pumpkin spice, gross as crap, Mike. I'm not interested. I don't need it. I'm not tempted at all. Most of the time I smell it. I'm like, that's gross. I don't need to smell it either. Okay, Mike, you're number 2.
My number 2, again, I don't know where this falls for popularity or unpopularity. I feel like it's a popular thing that people eat.
Okay.
But baby animals, not a fan. Any baby animals.
I would say that's pretty popular. I mean, at least in veal, veal would be the most popular. Baby cows, of course.
Yeah.
Veal pops up a lot. You get a lot of, especially Italian dishes. The Italians love to lay into some baby cows.
I don't get
I'll be honest, Mike. It does weird me out a little bit as well. If there's a chance to eat a regular aged animal versus a young animal, I'm usually gonna choose the regular animal. Plus, like, I mean, they say they do it humane now as far as raising those, but you're just like, yeah, they're babies. You're just killing them. That's a bit much.
Yeah, they even have I think in Italy, or maybe it was London, I don't know, wherever, they had suckling pig on the menu. So I imagine that's like a baby pig.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
I'm good.
Yeah, we talked about that thing. Now I can't even remember what it was, but that weird baby bird thing that they drown the bird first. Now I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. I forget. It's a weird. I want to say it's a weird French cuisine. They usually. Anyways, I'm on board, Mike. I agree with that. Didn't make my top 3, but that's. It is a little bit gross.
Weird. Anyways,
not for it.
Baby animals.
And like maybe it's a mental block, but like I definitely haven't had veal and said, "Oh my God, this is so much better than regular beef." Nah, never done it. Anyways, Mike, my number 1. This is gonna blow people's mind. People are gonna get really upset about this one, but again, I don't dislike this. It's just way overrated. Sushi.
Interesting.
Way overrated to me, Mike.
Interesting. Okay.
Do I like it? I like it fine. It's okay. Sashimi sushi. Yeah, I'll go out there. I'll eat a bunch of salmon.
That's one that I'm not into. That's just where it's just the raw fish on top of rice, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, like, I mean, to me, too, like, you start getting some of these sushi rolls where they're, like, rolling up, like, French fries and that's not sushi. That's, like, I mean, to me, you gotta get true rolls, like, true rolls, true sashimi, that's sushi. And to me, that's, I mean, like I said, it's okay. But I like, when people say, oh, sushi's my favorite, I'm like, weird, No, it's not like it's just not like you're telling me you will take that over the best pizza the world has to offer. Get the here. Come on, man. No. Like again, like, and that's the thing. It's like I defined when we were talking about it, Mike. Like when somebody tells me, I'm all excited to get my fat on at night. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna eat so much tonight. And then they're like, hey, we're going to this sushi place. I'm just like, oh, you ruined it. You ruined it. Like, again, I'll eat it, but I won't leave there with the satisfaction knowing I took 3 years off of my life because I just ate a 8-pound burger. No, I'm gonna be like, well, that was semi-healthy. Cool. Yeah. Like, it's lame, Mike.
Yeah, man, I can definitely disagree on that one, man. I can definitely get down on a lot of sushi. Again, not the sashimi stuff, that's weird, or just like any tuna. I don't even know if that's considered sushi, but I have an appreciation for the art of rolling a good sushi roll, and then when they put the crunchy stuff on top, what is it called? Something.
Seaweed?
I don't know. No, there's like a name for it. It starts with a T. But anyways, sushi. It's a great one. A lot of people love sushi. I mean,
I know,
yeah.
Mike. But to me, it's just completely overrated. Like, if you want that to be your craving, no, get out of here. Look at the calories on that. It has no, no. We crave fat and sugar. Find something with fat and sugar in it. That's what humans crave. That's what gives us our calories, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like, no. I will put up any of my favorite foods against sushi, and it wins any day. And that's the thing. If you are starving, person's not going to go to sushi. They're going to go to whatever that fat source is. They're going to go whatever that carbohydrate source is. It's just, no.
They got the spicy mayo when they put that on the sushi too. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, again, Mike, I'll eat it, and I'm completely fine with any of it, and I do eat it. And, I've been to plenty of sushi places. But you give me a sushi place that also has what you call it? What am I looking for, Mike?
Some pad thai or something?
Nah, yeah, close. What am I looking for? On the stovetop. Hibachi. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm thinking of, Mike. Hibachi, yeah. If I go to a sushi place where they also have hibachi grill.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I'm going hibachi every single time. I'm not getting any sushi. Screw that. No. Give me the steak and chicken on the grill. I want to have it.
Hibachi's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. They put a pound of butter on that rice. They put 7 pounds of oil on that on the chicken and the steak. I had a friend one time ask me. We went and got hibachi, and they're like, "Man, what makes this so good?" I was like, "Did you not see the slab of butter they put on that thing, man? That's what makes it good. Get out of here, man." But anyways, yeah, Mike. And again, no slander to people that love sushi. It's just, of course not. I just don't. For me, it just nothing. It just doesn't get it. It just doesn't get it done at all. Just doesn't get it done. Anyways, Mike, number one for you.
Mushrooms. Not a fan.
Mushrooms
across the board.
Just general mushrooms.
I've hated mushrooms ever since I was. I think 3 lifetimes ago, I've hated mushrooms.
My dad's gonna be so sad. My dad's gonna be so sad. My dad loves rooms. He loves rooms. He even calls them rooms. He shortens them to just rooms.
Yeah, that's when you have a good relationship with them. No.
He's a big fan, Mike. He'll get the sandwiches that are just a big
mushroom
old hunk
sandwich.
of mushroom. Yeah.
Good for him.
I don't like It's a rare dish that I will be really cool with mushrooms. Like, again, I'm a disposal, Mike. If there are mushrooms in the dish, I'll go ahead and eat them. Like, it doesn't really deter me from the dish. Like, for instance, stroganoff, beef stroganoff, mushrooms in the dish. Are they my favorite part of the dish? Definitely not. Do I take them out of the dish? Nope. I'll eat them. But, like, that's the thing. Is like, they just, they're usually sort of slimy, They usually got that weird inconsistency texture. You know?
It's a texture thing, but it's also a flavor thing for sure.
They
taste like crap.
Most of them are fairly neutral, like, I think, like, as far as the taste. They just don't have anything,
No,
They're just...
That's not true.
I mean...
That's not true, Doc G. They all taste like crap. Even the ones that taste like you're not eating anything, like, oh, that's a neutral flavor. To me, I instantly pick up whatever flavor there is in that mushroom. I instantly pick it up and I hate it.
All right.
I will pick mushrooms off to the side. I will eat them if I go to your house and you make a mushroom dish. I will suck it up.
I will begrudgingly eat these
I will
things.
have my manners class from 5th grade will kick in. I will eat the dish, but yeah, they suck across the board.
Again, I will say, Mike, that one, I don't know how highly they're rated. I mean, they're definitely are room fans like my dad who like mushrooms. But
yeah, for sure.
Again, but I will say, there aren't many hibachi grills that will throw mushrooms in their hibachi. But I'm not asking them to if
sometimes they'll
do
it in the soup, the clear soup. They'll put mushrooms in the clear soup, and
very true.
Yeah.
Now tell me, I'm telling you, Mike. Though we go out to a place where there is sushi and hibachi, we'll be good. I'll have the hibachi all day. You can nail out that sushi.
Crush some sushi. Yeah.
You can nail it, Mike. I enjoyed that one. What do we got next week?
That was a good one. How about we do the opposite? How about we do foods that we like that most people don't like?
I don't know if I'm going to have enough. I'm going to have to think of these. I don't know. I mean, there's definitely, because I'll eat anything, so there's got to be something.
Oh yeah, I've got like 2 right off the bat for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to have to think a little bit more. I mean, now some of them are like specifically to my friends, because like I'm thinking about a couple that I know there are a lot of other people that really love them. But my friends just don't like that, so they're always horribly disgusted when I have it. So, okay, I'll have to think. Mike, we've got 2 birthday suits left. I'm giving you 95% on the first one.
All right, no pressure.
And I'm giving you 50% on the second one. It might be a lot higher than that, but I just don't know if you know this person or not. I probably would not. Well, I would get it from one thing, I think. Anywho, one is a wrestler, Mike, and one is a comedian. Who do you want to go with first?
Go with the wrestler. WrestleMania.
Okay.
Right now in Vegas.
Well, did you watch it? Did you see anything about it?
No, I don't watch any wrestling.
Okay. Born on April 23rd, 1977, extremely famous professional wrestler who I'm pretty sure won WrestleMania this weekend, I think, I want to say, who has also parlayed his wrestling into a huge acting career. He has been in the WWE since 2001 and is a 16-time WWE champion. He has starred in movies like The Marine, Trainwreck, Blockers, and Suicide Squad. His signature celebration was waving his hand in front of his face saying, "You can't see him." Name
John Cena.
That is correct. John Cena. There we go, Mike. Yes. John Cena. Mike, I don't really watch wrestling either. Can't really say. I have seen Trainwreck. I don't think I've ever seen The Marine. Don't know that one. You know. I was hoping he had like a show that was coming out on, I think it was Max, that looked pretty funny, where he was like a undercover agent or something. I was hoping that did well, but apparently didn't do well because I just saw the the ads for it, and then I never saw like anything about a follow-up season or anything. So, but anyways, John Cena, there you go, turning 48, Mike. 48.
Yeah, he's a good guy too. He's like he goes to all the the Make-A-Wish Foundation stuff. You always see him doing great things. Like nice.
Seems to be out there. He's got good publicity, Mike. Seems to
good publicity.
Next one, born on the same day, Mike. Obviously same day, but same year as well. Born on April 23rd, 1977 in Birmingham, England. Her birthday suit wearer got his start on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, where he was the senior British correspondent from 2006 to 2013. He then started his own show in 2014 on HBO called Last Week Tonight. Name that birthday suit wearer.
John Oliver.
John Oliver is correct. My goodness, Mike. You know how many Emmys that show has won?
How many?
26.
Wow.
26.
It's a good show.
It is very good. And 2 Peabody Awards. 2 Peabody Awards. Very impressive. Very impressive, man. It's a great show. It breaks down the straight facts. It's very impressive.
I'll tell you, man. The one that he did on, not trying to bring up COVID or anything, but this COVID episode, that was like, oh yeah, this is not good. that was scary. His coverage of that was pretty wild, and that was like way before anybody really was giving it too much attention.
Usually he's pretty big on bringing them up before.
So true.
Anywho, Mike, what else was I gonna say? Oh, his wife. I didn't know this. His wife, a physician and a veteran. Crazy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, wild. Anywho, he became a naturalized citizen. I want to say it was in 2019. Became a citizen of the United States. There we go. But anyways, happy birthday to John Oliver, turning 48, Mike. 48.
Nice.
There we go. Mike, we need to wrap it up. We've got some great shows coming up. Can't wait for them. But until next week, I have been your host, Doc G. With me, as always, the one, the only, Mikey Maximus, the Verticus, Charette.
Always a pleasure, Doc G. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And until next week, zip it up and zip it out.
Zippity-doo-dah.